J Drone here. What's going on, guys? I'm inside my van. That little speck right there is the Mavic Mini. But I'm gonna attempt to fly it from inside my van and see what happens. I also am getting a compass calibration message telling me to calibrate my compass. I've already done it. I've reset it. I still got it. I don't know why I'm getting that, but let's go ahead and let's see. I want to record video. 1080p. That's fine. And we're only going to be 30 frames per second, so we're going to get out of this, and we will also do a screen recording in 3, 2, 1. This is also a way, so maybe my phone actually lasts. We are recording, and we're up, and we got somebody coming. All right, and we are off. And as you can see, the objects that are coming towards us. One is a female walking a dog, and you'll see this dog is quite interested in this drone. Has no clue what's going on, and occasionally you will see snow fly past the lens. It's not a blizzard out here. Look at the dog. Look at the dog. It's like, what is that? Occasionally you'll see snow fly across the screen here. And again, I'm inside my van. For this entire flight, I'm inside my van. I do apologize that we didn't do the picture-in-picture because the screen recording, as you'll see at the end of the video, did not save, and I wasn't too happy about it. But this was a way for me to salvage this flight and actually show you that this can be done. And it can be done safely because, one, I'm sitting in my van, and we will cruise over this town just a little bit. We're not going to go crazy with it because this was the first time that I've done this, and I wanted to fly as responsibly as possible and not risk losing my drone due to signal interference. And two, I'll show you that the signal of this drone penetrates through a building. My house per se. I'm going to fly really low around my house. I'm going to do a complete loop around it, really low to the ground. And again, I'm inside a metal box, my van, and I didn't lose FPV reception. It didn't glitch out at all. And again, you could start to see some of the snow as we have a darker backdrop with the trees there. Again, it's not a blizzard. It's very light snow. It is super cold. The main reason that I'm in my van is because my iPhone does not like to function properly in the cold. So this was a way for me to keep my iPhone working. I didn't have my van running. I didn't have heat on in my van, but it just protected me and the phone from the elements. So here we're just going to do a little flyover this little town here. We're only going to go about a block or two up. And again, I'm inside my van. I can't reiterate this enough. I'm inside my van, so I think this is pretty epic. I never lost a bar, and again, if we had the screen recording, I'd be able to show you that, but unfortunately I don't, so you have to take my word for it. I never lost a bar this entire flight. And you'll see where we are in proximity to where the drone is in a minute, because I'm going to show you the van on the ground that we're sitting in once we do this little loop. Again, this was just like a block. We flew a block up and we flew a block back. We're not getting crazy with this. But what does this tell me? This tells me if I want to go over and fly in my drone field, and I want to park my van directly over by the drone field, which is over to the left, you could see the van down there. We'll try to focus in on a little bit more. It's right in front of those large pine trees. I would be able to do so. I'd be able to protect my hands from the wind chill, because that's the biggest problem about the cold. I'm good with the cold. I'm really good with the cold. I could be in freezing temperatures, but the wind chill is what gets you. That brutal wind hitting your skin will chap your skin. It leaves potential for frostbite. So this is awesome. This is actually working. This will also give you, and now I'm panning completely down. The reason I'm panning completely down, you can see there's wires off to the right. I want to make sure as I decrease altitude, I'm not going to hit any wires. I'm not going to hit the tops of any trees. So that's why I pan completely down. But yeah, this, with me being in my vehicle, avoids any type of wind burned, any type of added conditions because of wind. And it was high wind. I was getting a high wind advisory as I was flying through the app. So this is key. I've seen people do this years ago with the bebops, where they would sit in their vehicle with the massive sky controller and fly the bebop. This is the first time I'm doing it. This is the first time I'm testing it. Again, that van straight ahead, just off of the road there, that's where we're sitting in. And I'll show you that we're still sitting in it. We're going to do a little flyby. I'm going to turn it towards there. I'm going to wave to it and whatnot, just to show you there's no trickery. I never got out of this van throughout this entire flight. Besides towards the end, which you'll see, just to get a little Mav Mini in the camera view. up close and personal like I do. And again, we're inside that van there. This was I really wish my screen recording would have held, because the screen recording also showed that the bars were good. Also showed that there wasn't lag, but again, you'll have to take my word for it. So what I'm doing right now, I'm actually flying this line of sight now. I'm no longer flying it FPV where I'm concentrating on my screen because I could see it inside the van. And we're going to attempt to pass by the window here, which I had to think about as I was doing it. And then you'll be able to see me inside it in a few seconds here. There, you can see I have a hoodie on, and I have a fluorescent hood on it. You can kind of see it, but we'll give you a better view of me in there. You can see me looking at my screen, adjusting just a little bit. Bam, hey, what's up? J Drone in here. I'm flying from in here. Um, Dude, very cool. Very informative video, I think, anyway, on this, because again, this isn't a tin can. I'm not in a tin can. I'm not in a brand new vehicle with really thin steel or really thin aluminum based subframe. I'm in an older van that's made out of thick metal. And I'm also surrounded by metal too. I got two vehicles that are around me. We also constantly, we're never, I mean, right now we're in direct line of sight of the drone as far as the controller goes. The only thing we have in between us is a little bit of metal and glass. But when I fly over buildings and whatnot, we then have buildings in between the controller and myself in the van, especially when I'm flying off the side of it. So right now, I believe what I'm doing is I'm putting it in sport mode just to check it out, just to see. And bam, so there's a little bit of sport mode for you. There's a little bit of speed on it. I will tell you something though. I've not done the latest update. I know a lot of people have said they've done the latest update, and the latest update has caused this to happen, which you probably can't see again. If I there, you were able to see it there. If you were able to see the app, you would see that I'm actually raising an altitude. Altitude is actually gaining a little bit in sport mode when I'm going forward. You can see my solar panels tilted the wrong way, so we're just going to go ahead and fix that. The solar panel has nothing to do with this video here. That's just my internal power for my van when I'm off grid. That way I could charge cell phones, I could charge drones, and I can charge other small devices. Very small solar setup, and again, I'm getting pretty close. And what I'm doing right there is, again, if I had everything in sync like I normally do, that's a back. That's a pullback, and as you can see, we're losing altitude now. Pullbacks, you'll lose altitude. Punch forwards in sport modes, you're going to gain altitude. But me flickering my hands left to right was exactly what the drone was doing. And you weren't able to see it in the video quality. Right now, I'm doing basic funnels, which doesn't do really tight funnels. We'll get a little bit closer over here. Try to do in a little bit closer proximity here, which isn't really safe. But this also shows you stability of camera. The camera quality is pretty darn good. Dude, I know, and I'll go back to it. Eventually I'll stop, but the dynamic duo of YouTube knocked this drone heavy. They knocked this drone heavy, and the only beef I have with this drone is that they did not give us a digital display on the controller. For instances like this, if we decide to go send it over top of that town, which we're not going to do, we're just going up here to get a view. And then I had max power something. I had a max power warning up here. That's why I actually stopped the video. When you see it stops and goes to the next scene. But I really wish I had that digital display where it told me my telemetry away from myself, so we didn't have to rely on the app so much. But the dynamic duo knocked this drone in here. We just jump scenes as basically what I did. I dropped altitude until I could see it from the van, and brought it down. But they knocked this drone pretty heavy, and I don't care. I absolutely love this drone. This drone has sidelined my Spark, which the Spark had sidelined my Phantom. So directly corresponding or correlating to that, this drone has sidelined my Phantom and Spark. This is my go-to drone. So right here, this is what I was talking about in the beginning. We're going to fly fairly low here, and I have to fly fairly low. I can't really fly at roof level because I have a wash line that stretches from that shed to my sunroom. So I have to fly lower than it, and you can see we're flying considerably lower than it. We're even lower than my shed's roof. And now we now have my shed and trees, or not my shed, my house and trees in between myself, the controller, and the side of the van, because now it's the side of the van that's obstructing through this. And we're just going to do a basic roundabout here just to show you the signal quality of this drone. I'm really impressed with the signal quality of this drone. Again, I wish I had my screen recording, which didn't save, and you'll hear how disappointed I am that it didn't save at the end of this video, because I would have made a really nice video of this, and you would have been able to see lots of key components here. But unfortunately, you can see how windy it is, trees moving. Unfortunately, all you get is video quality and me doing a voiceover. But it worked. And now we're zooming around. Bam, there we are. In sport mode, it drifts a little. If you're in sport mode and you try to cut a corner, it's going to drift a little, like car drifting. And again, we're going to show you, I believe we're going to show you, maybe we're not, I think we're going to show you that I'm still inside the van. I never left the van, maybe we're not. Never left the van this entire time. If you guys haven't subscribed, please do so. Enjoy the ending. And see if maybe we can get a picture of it on the camera. Damn. Mavic Mini. Really good flight, really good flight. So what I want to do is I want to land it. I think maybe if I just, I don't know. Screen recording failed to save due to the operation could not be completed. Are you kidding? I didn't get my screen recording, guys. That is terrible. Oh man, that kind of just kills this flight. Kind of just kills my flight here. Oh, are you kidding? If I didn't get that screen recording, I mean, I have some of it recorded, but dang it. Alright guys, if you haven't subscribed, I'm going to try to salvage this video. Please